Hi, my name is Colin Shaw. I'm the founder of Beyond Philosophy, and today we're continuing our series of interviews with Steve Elliott, the CEO of Morgan Sindall Fit Out. Okay, so you've been on this journey for the last 10 years. What are the results?
Well, when we started it, we had absolutely no proof that it would make any difference financially, but we had, as I mentioned earlier, this leap of faith that we believed that a client, if you carried out £1 million project for a client, and you are the only one in the whole of the industry with their previous experience, because these are intellectual buyers of property services, that they're doing it all the time, they're moving, they're changing, organisations don't stand still. So a lot of our clients have a lot of experience and bad experiences of contractors and interior fitting out companies. And so we would be the only people in the industry. Now, we felt with that leap of faith that people would pay more, and in fact when it came back to repeat business, they'd want to negotiate with you, and if they couldn't negotiate because of the internal pressures on actually tendering, they would want you to do the job even if you weren't lowest. And that has proven to be the case, and we get more work negotiated now. In the first 2 years, Perfect Delivery projects made 50% more profit for us, and I assume for all our supply chain as well, because they're very interested with us, than non-perfect delivery jobs. So very quickly, the commercial element of the company could see that by just doing what you're supposed to be doing and doing it well for a client and for us, that you get more work. It sounds very, we're sitting here today, but it was a real struggle for some of us to actually get our minds around it every day, that it had to be absolutely perfect. And when it was, clients would pay more, you'd make more because you're not going back to rectifying work that you've done, you're not annoying your client by being there after the job is finished, and the next time and the next experience. And people who have a brilliant experience do talk to other people. And so the brand in 10 years, I think, has gone from about number 4 to number 1. And that's all down to getting the project right day in, day out.
Right.
And about year 5, we caught up with that, because the non-perfect delivery jobs, and we still get them today, are so close to perfect delivery that the financial difference isn't so great, because we're not left with huge amounts of snagging or problems on the projects or delivering them late. So today we're at 93%, so the non-perfect delivery jobs, those 7% are pretty damn close as well. They just, we don't think are perfectly delivering. And it's not us saying that it's perfectly delivered or not, it's our clients saying it's up to them whether they sign it off as perfectly delivery. But we set our stall up on every single project to deliver them, and we take the clients through seminars and what we're going to do, how we're going to achieve it.
So from a results perspective, how has customer satisfaction improved?
The perfect delivery took us to about 2 years ago, and I guess we were feeling quite smug. You know, the industry was trying to catch up with us, and were. And we were getting more and more jobs delivered perfectly, and we started to think about, well, there has to be more than this. And at that point, we started talking to on philosophy, particularly about what's out there, what's great practice. We went on some of the safaris with Colin and his team, and just to find out what great practice and world-class practice is, because you've got to remember, with perfect delivery, we're just delivering what we set out to do in the contract. It's just that no one else ever does it in the whole of our industry or sectoral. That makes it so rich and rewarding for clients and for ourselves, that we're literally the only ones doing that. And we always said that that's all about the product. It's about getting it right. But you can get a product right but deliver it appallingly, if that makes sense. And what we mean by that is we started the journey of the customer experience. How's that feel to a client, getting that sort of delivery, and how do they feel about how welcoming are we? How do we look as an organisation? You know, down to how quickly the phone is answered, how our reception looks, how every single site, because you've got to remember we do 490 odd projects a year, how welcoming on those sites, how our internal systems for our clients, do we make them jump through hoops, or we're making it very easy for them. So a couple of years ago we started doing some work, and we've always done some of the safaris, looking at people like Virgin, and some of our guys have also been to the States, look at great practice over there with you as well. And what came from all that was a feeling that we're only halfway through the journey.
So let me be clear, you've started off with perfect delivery, but you've now deemed, even though that's been really successful, that that's not good enough, and what you've now moved on to is the perfect experience.
I think what happens is that becomes the norm for your clients. You know, it is a little bit like walking to a 5-star hotel and getting a wonderfully exceptional service from them. The next time you go back, that's the norm. That's the new level of standard of play that you expect. If you don't get that, you're disappointed. So we really had raised the bar, and what we were looking to do is now, you know, the service generally was great, but we were looking for that sort of differentiator on experience, because we know the competition will catch us up, and we want to be somewhere else when they catch us up. Right. So the reason for looking at experience is that you could actually deliver a product brilliantly, but the experience of getting that product for client is painful, and we wanted to avoid that. I'm not saying it was, but we wanted to take the next step towards world class, and that for us was the journey of perfect delivery starting. And now it's for me, it's the perfect experience. How can we get perfect delivery and the perfect experience together? We started to look at the safaris. We saw some wonderful opportunities to differentiate ourselves again from our competition, and we started to do a lot of research, which Beyond Philosophy helped us with, in where we really were in our experience. And again, sort of 85% of that was sensationally great news for us, because we get the product right, a lot of very happy people. But there were lots of areas where the experience wasn't particularly great. So your mind wanders back to those safaris of great companies that we went for, you know, the fish videos in Seattle fish market, etc. About what is predominantly great experiences out there, and how can you then convert those to a business-to-business experience, where a lot of people say, hey, you know, that doesn't really work. It might be okay for consumers out there, but it wouldn't work into B2B, and we believe it would, and we're now on that journey, and it is working.
One of the other questions that clients ask us is, do emotions apply in the B2B space? What are your thoughts?
Well, you can draw down to your own personal experiences with dealing with companies on a business level, and I don't particularly want to work with companies who give me a poor experience on a business level. So if I feel like that, our clients must feel like that as well. So on a very simplistic way of looking at it, it can make a great difference. And for me, if people out there in our sector don't believe that a B2B business experience is worthwhile, that's fantastic news to us, because we do. Right. So the research that we have done shows that our clients do want a differentiator on experiences, and we have, as a company, we've done a lot, but we have a long way to go on it too. Right, okay. So it does work, and I think it's as applicable to consumer sector as it is to B2B.
Thanks very much, Steve. There are more videos on this subject on our website, so please take some time and check them out.